In this video, I'm going to show you something. So we're doing a landscape for a client somewhere in a car, right? As you can see, we've done the driveway. This is the back gate. This shoot to the front. It has a very big compound. So this is the driveway all the way to the front. We're going to have greens here, royal palm, and some assorted flowers. Same as here. We're going to have the same thing over there as well. Now, after we're done doing the driveway, of course, this is the concrete, and we're going to do tiles on it, right? Terracotta tiles on it, right? We realize that the fence wall has blistering or rising damp, right? So I advise the client that it's something that we have to treat, because other than that, if we do the greens every day, you're going to be watering, is going to affect the walls. Moreover, of course, you're having the rising damp already, and then he gave us the go ahead to do. Now, this is more like an advice, right? Just in case you are doing a fence wall foundation or you are doing a foundation for a main building, do not neglect to put something we call a DPC for your fence wall area. In case you're doing a fence wall, you can do a DPC, and then if you're doing the main building, you can do a DPM. A DPM is more like it's basically a membrane, like a rubber membrane that you spread across, and then you cast your overside concrete. After your hardcore filling, you cast your overside concrete. You can also go step ahead to also apply a DPC where you're going to do your block work or your walls, right, to add additional support towards or against dampness or rising damp, right? Now on the fence wall, of course, you get to do a DPC in order to prevent this. Now, when we say rising damp, what exactly is rising damp? Now, rising damp is just basically water on the ground rising through the fence wall through capillary action or something. The block in its nature can actually, suck in water, right? So if you don't introduce a barrier that breaks the flow of that rise of water, you're definitely going to have rising damp effect on your wall. You're definitely going to see blistering. You can see your plastering cracking or your paint peeling off and all that, and of course it's not appealing to the eye. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. As you can see, how do you treat it when you've already done your fence wall? Maybe you've already done your building. Now in a case like this, right, because you cannot go back and put a DPM from the onset because you've already made the mistake, right? Now what do? There are chemicals that you can use to treat it, right? So basically what we're going to do now, as we've hacked all the surfaces, so I'm going to try and introduce a DPC and then apply the chemical on the surface of the wall, paint all the surface of the wall. Then after painting it, I'm also going to apply a water resistant additive in the mortar mix, and then we'll replaster it again, and then we repaint it. That's exactly what we're going to do. Now that is one method. There's also another method where you get to do injection method. You inject some chemicals into some intervals, and then that chemical spreads, and then after some time it forms